So traceability is very, very important for a lot of our customers, and having an automated system and using a cell controller gives you that level of traceability, and that can be from a simple system right the way through to a very complicated system.
So Lee, this episode is about automation on the new range of compact machines from Heckert. And firstly, why is automation important?
I think automation, certainly for the UK market, is very underrated, and we're behind the times if you compare us to other countries. So automation's really important to control the process, reduce costs.
Now let's talk about the range of machines itself, the Heckert Compact range, and what you can offer when it comes to automation. Where does it start and where does it finish? There's a big gap between the two.
It's a huge gap, a huge gap. So it starts with a standard machine. A standard machine has 2 pallets, so it's automated anyway. So the spindle is always running, pallet 2 is being loaded, and you simply swap between pallet 1 and 2 and the spindle continues to run. Then we offer simple systems such as a simple robot up to the machine, or a robot feeding 2 machines. There's a number of pallet pull systems, a rotary pallet pull or a linear pallet pull. Then we can start to combine machines, different types of machines, or machines with CMM machines, or even cutting tools or part marking. Anything that's related to the production of the part can be automated and integrated.
And is that where an FMS system would come into it then at that
Yes.
level?
So an FMS is a flexible manufacturing system, which can be any of the above really that we've just mentioned.
And what are the considerations you need to take into account above and beyond when you're looking to just keep that spindle in action? The tooling, the cutting tools that you mentioned, measurement. Can you explain how you add value in those areas and what can be added to the machines?
Well, I think the word value there is really important, Paul, because when we're asked, can we have a machine with automation, we really start digging into why. Exactly what does a customer want to achieve? Because automation is often the right answer, but full automation is maybe not the right answer, and it depends on the budget. And you can have a simple automated system that's low cost but gives say a shift's worth of production or a weekend's worth of production, or you can have a fully integrated automation system with measuring, part marking, everything else. And there's a cost difference, and it's finding where the lines cross for that particular customer and putting in the right solution.
And can you give us maybe an example, Lee, of a company that has embraced and invested in automation in a big way?
To go to the utopia of automation, you're talking about maybe taking a cutting tool and grinding it, putting that tool into a tool holder, and putting that tool holder into a feeder system, maybe a robot-fed feeder system, into a gantry-loaded system that takes tools to a machine. The machine knows the life of the tool and the life required for the production set of parts that's being fed to the machine. So you're taking the tools into the machine, you're taking tools out of the machine and regrinding them. At the same time, you're feeding components through a machine cell to various different machines. You're loading those components. You may be using robots to actually use a vision system to say this is the right part, this is the fixture it goes onto, this is how we load it onto the fixture, this is how we send the fixture into the cell. So you're running a lot of parallel systems. At the same time, you're measuring the condition of the machine to make sure each machine tool is production ready. So there's an awful lot of technology you can put into a single automated system.
What I'm thinking here is about control. Then that gives you an awful lot of control over part making.
Well, this is really important, and the cell controller gives component traceability. So if a customer's component fails in the field, you can then say, okay, from that part number on that component, we've got full traceability as to how it was made, what material came into the cell, how was it fed into the cell, what machine was it made on at what time, what tools were used, etc., etc., how was it measured, blah, blah, blah. So traceability is very, very important for a lot of our customers, and having an automated system and using a cell controller gives you that level of traceability, and that can be from a simple system right the way through to a very complicated system.
Now, of course, we're doing a series of videos here on the Heckert Compact range, and you can find all of them on our YouTube channel and the MTDCNC website. One of the big messages, Lee, is affordability, and it's something that Heckert and the Starag Group want to get across. Now, what we're talking about here, automation to some degree, how do the two of those correlate, affordability and that level of automation?
Well, if we look at the OEM and the OEM's demands over a decade, say, they know what their expectations are, they know what they need to achieve, and they can go to that level of automation, but it's only a handful of customers that need that. If you look at the general subcontract market, which is the bulk of the market for this type of machine, you need a more simple automated system, but it needs to pay. So it's all about keeping the spindle running, it's all about keeping the machine running unmanned overnight, unmanned over a weekend, and a relatively simple and affordable automation system. And we can make the numbers stack up very easily.